Hello and welcome to a time special presentation for Thirukkural with the Times, where we explore real world lessons from the classic Tamil text Thirukkural with motivational speaker, author, and diversity champion Bharathi Baskar as she explores the masterpiece. Tell me, how much can you say without saying a word? Where we look at the art, craft, and power of speaking without words, of decoding non-verbal communication, and of dissecting micro-expressions. Thiruvalluvar also offers insights into the power of observation in his Kuripparidal, or Understanding Without Words, from the Thirukkural.
Thirukkural has 133 chapters, divided into 3 divisions: the Book of Ethics, the Book of Wealth, and the Book of Love. Either Valluvar or his disciples who came later gave headers for each chapter. Interestingly, one header is repeated twice and has found its place in both the Book of Wealth and the Book of Love. It is perhaps the only repeated title. The title is Kuripparidal, which means understanding without words. The paths to power and love are distinct, and different skill sets are needed to progress on these 2 paths. However, one common expertise is required, which is the ability to observe what is not obvious. In his short story, A Scandal in Bohemia, Arthur Conan Doyle writes his most quoted line. Dr. Watson says, "And yet I believe that my eyes are as good as yours." And Sherlock Holmes replies, "Quite so. You see, but you do not observe." Sherlock Holmes, by observing a person's face being darker than his wrists, could judge that the person recently visited a tropical country. Observation enhances the power of detection, which leads to accurate decisions. Why are we not observing but only seeing things? We live in our bubble of preset ideas and images. Now, let's test our power of observation. Do you remember the name of the hotel at the crossing you pass through each day? What is the color of the rim of specs your spouse wears? Quite a few of us need to gain the skill of observation, not only for visual images but also in our conversations. When we are in a discussion, if we only listen to what a person says and ignores what the face is indicating, then we are really not observing. Some expressions are called micro-expressions and are almost indiscernible to the casual observer. Noticing micro-expressions can keep us ahead in any deliberations or discussions. For example, eyes and eyebrows can give distinctive emotional signals. Raised and arched eyebrows indicate surprise, while lowered eyebrows express fear. A person blinking his eyes too frequently is perhaps in discomfort. If the person's mouth is raised on one side slightly, it is not a half smile, but hatred or contempt that is being concealed. If the person you are speaking to has dilated eyes, he is attracted towards you. Be alert. There are occasions when we are in important negotiations and we seek the opinion of our well-wishers in the room. They signal an endorsement or disagreement through a half nod, a twitch in the lip, a mild frown, or a trifling smile. Grab it and you win. In Mahabharata, when the mighty Bhima and Jarasandha fought, Bhima could not kill Jarasandha despite all his efforts. He looked up to Krishna, who was playing with a leaf. The savvy Bhima did not ignore Krishna's gestures. He noticed that Krishna took the leaf and tore it into two. Bhima knew of Jarasandha's birth, during which the infant's two pieces were joined together. He took the hint, tore the body of Jarasandha into two pieces, and placed the two halves side by side. But to his amazement, the two pieces rolled and joined, and Jarasandha sat up again and started fighting. Bhima turned to Krishna once again, who was still playing with the leaves. He saw that Krishna tore the leaf into two halves, but put the pieces in opposite directions. Bhima knew what to do now, and Jarasandha was finally killed. Valluvar advises leaders to hire a person capable of decoding non-verbal communications, even by paying a lofty sum. It is a great talent to have in your team, says Valluvar in Kural 703 in the Book of Wealth. But my favorite is the couplet from the Book of Love. Understanding what is not spoken is the most interesting part of any love affair. An eye is not necessarily an eye, and every no is not necessarily a no. But my favorite is the couplet from the Book of Love. Understanding what is not spoken is the most interesting part of any love affair. A S is not necessarily a S, and every no is not necessarily a no. Upset by her apparent words of rejection, the hero directs his deep, imploring gaze at the heroine. When she gently smiles and sways subtly like a peahen, the delicate movement enhanced her enigmatic charm. He had never seen a prettier smile, and the smile said yes. Asayiyarkku undu aandu vor Eayeryaan nokka Pasayinal Payya Nagum. I gaze. The tender girl makes a move and smiles softly, and oh, the matchless grace was enough.